Hi friends, good morning. This is Dr. Harinath Reddy, Faculty for Indian Polity and Constitution. Today in this particular video, we will try to discuss an important topic which has been in the news, that is subcategorization of Dalit communities. In the year 2024, on August 1st, there was a judgment delivered by a 7-judge bench by 6:1 majority, allowing for subcategorization of Dalit communities. On the same topic, a question has come in the UPSC mains in 2024 in paper 1. The question is something like this. Despite comprehensive policies for equity and social justice, underprivileged sections are not yet getting the full benefits of affirmative action envisaged by the Constitution. Comment. We started giving reservations to the economically and socially backward classes since independence. For example, if you take tribals and Dalits, they are given reservations in government jobs and also government educational institutions since independence. And they are also given reservations in Lok Sabha and legislative assemblies. But here the question which has come in the exam in 2024 says that among the tribals and among the Dalits, those who are already better off, they have reaped the benefits of reservation. So those who are most backward among the tribals and Dalits did not really get the benefits of reservation. Similarly, if you take the other backward classes, OBCs, they are given reservations in government jobs at the level of central government in 1990. They are given reservations in the central government higher educational institutions in 2007. So even when it comes to the OBCs, there was no subcategorization of other backward classes. So here again there is this problem of the better off taking the benefits of reservation. So we had a commission called Rohini Commission on subcategorization of the OBCs at the union level. It has given the report in 2023. The report is yet to be implemented. In some states, OBCs are already classified. For example, in the state of Telangana, backward classes are classified into A, B, C and D. But this is not done at the union level. So this is the issue which has been in the news. So in this particular issue, there was an important judgment. The judgment is called Davinder Singh versus State of Punjab. This judgment was delivered on August 1st, 2024 by 7-judge bench by 6:1 majority. Then what is the background for this case? So when Gnani Jail Singh was the Chief Minister of Punjab belonging to the Congress party, in 1975 Punjab government has come up with a notification. So this notification has done subcategorization of the Dalit communities. For example, in Punjab, Valmiki and Majabi communities who belong to the Dalit category, they are the most backward in the state. So the Dalit communities were subcategorized and a quota in government jobs and government educational institutions was provided for all the scheduled caste people. The same thing happened in Haryana in 1994. Punjab it is in 1975. Andhra Pradesh in 2000. So the then Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu has allowed for subcategorizing the Dalit communities. And even in Tamil Nadu, a Dalit community called Arundhathiyar, they are the most backward among the Dalit communities. So in other words, Punjab, Haryana, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu are some of the states which have done subcategorization of Dalit communities for giving the benefit of reservation to the most backward Dalits among the Dalit communities. So the 1975 notification has been under implementation for 30 years, for 3 decades till 2005. But in 2005, there was an important judgment, E.V. Chinnaya versus State of Andhra Pradesh, 2005. So this was a judgment by a constitution bench, 5-judge bench. In this case, the Supreme Court said, with respect to the state of Andhra Pradesh, I said in 2000, Andhra Pradesh state legislature has passed a legislation subcategorizing the Dalit communities. The constitutional validity of this law was a challenger before the Supreme Court, And in 2014-15, in this year, the Constitution Bench of the Supreme Court has said that subcategorization of Dalit communities is not valid. And as a result, subsequently, Punjab and Haryana High Court has declared the 1975 notification allowing for subcategorization of Dalit communities as invalid. So later on, in 2006, Punjab government has brought in a law in 2006 through the state legislative assembly providing for subcategorization of Dalit communities. So this law was a challenger before the Supreme Court. And then it was initially considered by a 5-judge bench in Davinder Singh versus State of Punjab. But as the judgment delivered in E.V. Chennaiya case was also a 5-judge bench, so the 5-judge bench cannot undo a judgment of another 5-judge bench. So a 7-judge bench was constituted. And this 7-judge bench in 2024 by 6:1 majority said that subcategorization of Dalit communities is constitutionally valid. Then what are the constitutional provisions which allow for subcategorization of Dalit communities? If you take Article 14 says equality before law and equal protection of laws. Especially the second one, if you take the equal protection of laws, it says there can be equality only among the equals. But as you know, if you take the different castes within the Dalit communities, they are not equal. Some are relatively better off, some are most backward. So Article 14 permits classification on an objective criteria. So for the social and educational betterment of the most backward castes among the Dalits, classification, subcategorization is allowed under Article 14. Similarly, Article 15 Clause 4 and Article 16 Clause 4, they allow the state legislatures to do subcategorization of Dalit communities. So the competence of the state legislatures to make laws allowing for subcategorization of Dalit communities was laid down in 15 Clause 4 and 16 Clause 4. But before the Supreme Court, there was an argument made that in the Constitution of India, we had an article called Article 341. Under Article 341, the President has the power to come up with the list of SC and ST castes. So it was argued before the Supreme Court, subcategorization will come in conflict with Article 341. But the Supreme Court did not agree with this. The then Chief Justice of India, Justice D.Y. Chandrachud said, Article 341 empowers the Indian President to come up with the list of SCs and STs. It has got nothing to do with the subcategorization of Dalit communities. So subcategorization of Dalit communities is the legislative power which is conferred on both Parliament and state legislatures under Article 15 Clause 4 and 16 Clause 4. By subcategorizing the Dalit communities, we are not going to change the list of SCs and STs in Article 341. Subcategorization of Dalit communities does not come in conflict with Article 341. So Justice D.Y. Chandrachud said, along with the 5 others in the 7-judge bench, that a subcategorization of Dalit communities is constitutionally valid. Unless this subcategorization is allowed, substantial equality cannot be achieved among the Dalits. This I can explain you with an example. If you take the Telugu states, especially in the state of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, we have among the Dalits 2 categories, Madiga and Mala community. If you take Mala community, though their population was merely 40%, in the higher civil services, their representation is to the extent of 80%, which means Mala community has got much better benefited compared to the Madiga community. If there is a sub-quota for the Madiga community separately, then the interests of Madiga community in terms of reservations in jobs and government educational institutions can be much better protected. That's the relevance of the importance of the judgment. But the Supreme Court in this case has also said, while doing the subcategorization of Dalit communities, all the benefits of reservation in jobs and educational institutions cannot be given to one caste among the Dalits. that is not allowed. And the Supreme Court also said, if you want to subcategorize the Dalit communities and if you want to give them reservations to all the castes within that Dalit community, their inadequacy of representation has to be proved, for which you need to collect the empirical data. So this is the context in which the caste census, which has been in the news recently, the union government, the union cabinet has given an approval for conducting the caste census. So conducting the caste census has got legitimacy after the judgment of the Supreme Court in Davinder Singh versus State of Punjab 2024. Now there is a lot of debate on whether caste census is good or bad. So we will come up with a separate video on the merits and demerits of caste census in another video. But for now, our conclusion is the judgment given by the Supreme Court in Davinder Singh versus State of Punjab has formally allowed for taking up a caste census. We all know that among the other backward classes, subcategorization was allowed by the Indian Supreme Court in the Mandal judgment. In the Mandal judgment of 1990, the Indian Supreme Court has allowed the subcategorization of the OBC communities. So, by relying on that particular judgment, Justice D.Y. Chandrachud said, even among the tribals and Dalits, subcategorization of the Dalit and the tribal communities is constitutionally valid and it will be allowed. So, what is the consequence of this judgment? The Supreme Court has upheld the laws which provided for subcategorization of Dalit communities in the states of Punjab, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu to be constitutionally valid. So by going in for subcategorization of Dalit communities, we will be advancing the social and educational advancement of the most backward within the Dalit community, within the tribal communities. After this judgment has come, states like Karnataka and Telangana have done the subcategorization of Dalit communities and they are trying to give reservations for the most backward Dalits among the Dalit communities. Even Andhra Pradesh has done this job. So that's it about the judgment of the Supreme Court in Davinder Singh versus State of Punjab. Remember friends, a question has already come on this judgment in GS paper 1 last year in 2024 in the month of October, November. That has come in paper 1, but this is a topic of Indian polity. Probably you can expect one more question in GS paper 2 on the same judgment. It is very much possible. That's why a topic is important. Thank you and all the best.